By now, we all know OTF Jam is 100% testifying against Lil Durk in this federal murder for hire case. And this is major because OTF Jam was allegedly one of Durk's hitmen, catching multiple bodies. Durk gave him $50,000 when he got out of jail. Dude was bad. They allegedly had to pull him into a room and tell him, stop committing so many murders because you're going to put the feds on us. Well, academics just dove into a whole nother conspiracy theory as to the actual reason why OTF Jam is testifying against Durk. A few months ago, I realized I was probably overpaying for car insurance. Jam $50,000. This is just a clip from one of Axe Lives.
What's name for steady crying, huh? He's steady crying. Feed him.
You actually see Durk give him the money.
Feed him.
You know, see that
Feed
for my
him.
baby steady.
Now,
he's
you gotta
fucked.
listen very carefully here, chat. Listen very, very carefully. What did Durk just say?
You see that for my baby.
Basically, he says, yo, you better hold this before your baby.
Before your baby mama get to tripping. Now you actually see Durk handing him, stacks of 20s equaling out to $50,000. But he mentions his baby mama. You better hold on to that before your baby mama get to tripping. And the baby mama route takes a very dark turn. Now, in another clip, Ack reveals and leaked Durk phone call. Durk was bragging about not paying OTF Jam for multiple murders.
In 2022, Durk and this guy's phone call comes out. Boona is telling Durk that OTF Jam is a little bit tight. He's tight because he's allegedly doing these murders. And after that 50K, looked like the 50K was a subscription package. After you get the 50, all right, nigga, kill like 10 people. Now, basically, Jam has started to complain. Like he wants some bread. And this is where Boona tells Durk over the phone and Durk reacts. Listen.
I called John, I talked to John like yesterday. I said, well, he said, man, this bitch, that nigga out, they was scared anyway. I said, they ain't getting nothing. He said, hell,
Why
nah,
Chirac
I ain't
humor
feel
leak
right.
this
He's
shit?
looking at me like I ain't feel right anyway. I said, yeah. He's like, nah, I ain't fucking with nothing, but,
I just did something that's gonna piss them off. Yeah.
You literally hear Boona say, I talked to Jam. Jam said was scared. Maybe he's talking about a drill or a hit he went on. And he says, yo, did you get paid for it? He said, man, them niggas ain't give me nothing. He's feeling away and Durk is reacting to it. It appears that Durk probably knew he was starting to feel away, but Durk didn't give a f. Durk says, I just did some shit to piss him off. So either he's kind of like bragging about not paying Jam, or there is a theory that Durk quickly start realizing that Jam might be jammed up by the feds, and that's why he doesn't want to pay him. It's either one.
I mean, looking at it like that, if you think somebody's already been picked up, yeah, you're not going to with them at all. You got to cut off all contact and communication. But on the other end of that, the audacity to not pay somebody who is a stone cold killer, right? Not only are they allegedly putting in work for you, but obviously they've done for themselves, maybe for other people. Jam is just smacking people off the planet, right? Just knocking the soul up out of them like it's nothing, like it's a regular job. So for Durk to be like, yeah, him, I ain't paying him, I just did something to piss him off, that's some crazy shit. Because how you gonna get around this dude in real life?
That's some grimy shit. Here's what I will say, right? You gotta feed the wolves before they turn on you. Now, in Lil Durk's case, before he snitches on you. But same concept, right?
Feel comfortable around him knowing what he actually does. There's a big difference between paying somebody to do something and being the person that actually gets it done. There's a very big difference between the two. One, you could be like, oh, well, Durk's the boss. He's the money. He's the this and the that. Yeah. But this dude is the crash out. This is the dude that goes and actually does. I mean, you could just see the difference in the picture right here. He's posing with the bread. He's, he ain't got to do too much. He's got this fat ass chain. But this dude, no matter how much money you put in his hands, he just looks like he kills people.
But basically, this is proof that Jam felt underappreciated. And the reality is, I know 50,000 is a lot of money, but it's not enough money for unlimited murders.
A killer. feeling unappreciated. This is like a Chicago.
Only in 2026 can a killer feel unappreciated. Hey, you know what? Killers need love too.
Love story. And I mean, yeah, 50,000 sounds like a bag. To most
Yes,
people,
here's some
50,000
money.
is a bag, but 50,000 gets
We'll
blown through
take
like
care of you
that.
forever.
And paying someone 50,000 for unlimited murders, allegedly, is crazy. That's insane. That's not.
If you want unlimited murders, like dead ass, if I was Lil Durk, I would have just said, hey, you gotta like really blackmail somebody, like really on some, hey, woody. I would have done some evil shit like that. Durk, you're not thinking straight. You just paid this $50K to kill somebody is crazy, not gonna lie. I would have had some dirt you can never, bury. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't, the price of life is cheap in Chicago for sure, but $50,000 isn't what you think it is. If one of you
Exactly.
scratch off
You
for
need
50K,
some. Hey, if I go
the
down, you go
majority of
down.
You would blow that within the next 3 months, and the financial advisors can jump in the comments and act like, "Oh, I'd invest in this and I'd invest in this." Realistically, it just doesn't happen like that. Statistically, most people that win the lottery end up losing it all. But this is where things take a very big turn. Academics alleges Lil Durk paid OTF members to knock off OTF Jam's baby mama to scare him from cooperating with the feds.
He starts working, and at that
First off, RP this woman. That's very fucked up. But if you were going to be a criminal piece of shit, it would probably be in your incentive to have him scared that his woman would probably get knocked off if he didn't help out and keep her alive. What the is wrong with y'all? Like, am I tripping?
point, Jam, after getting no support from Durk, no payments from Durk, supposedly starts working with the government. They lock him up, and then he disappears into the system, which is when he officially starts cooperating. Jam didn't fully already start to testify, but he was moving weird. Durk is hearing about how he was complaining. It's sounding a little spooky. What happens after is OTF Jam baby mama gets killed, allegedly to scare him to not cooperate. They clap his baby moms. This should sound like a movie, Jack.
That literally sounds like a movie. This would be.
And that's fucked up. And that's stupid. You want to know why? Why the are you clapping the baby mamas? I mean, the baby mama, right? When he's cooperating. That's just more motivation to take your ass down, dumbass. It would have been more in your interest to be like, hey, yo, baby mama. And keep her alive and keep him scared. What the is wrong with y'all?
Some crazy because again, we just covered 6ix9ine going at Lil Durk, and everyone looked at 6ix9ine like you had no reason to snitch, da 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 da. And 6ix9ine is saying, why would I be loyal to people that kidnapped me, robbed me, hooked up with my baby mama, all this crazy shit, right?
Regular
shit that your friends wouldn't
regular hood by the way.
do.
For my
a lot of people agreed with that. Like, yeah.
For my youngins, the streets are dead, and the streets was never really popping like that. Just made it look cool.
That ain't, you know what I'm saying? Them clearly ain't your homies. And the other people were like, man, that's regular shit. Your baby mama fucked off, whatever. Felt like you was moving weird, so they try to get at you. You was supposed to get back at them, whatever, right? But that's why everyone got on him. And that was what he said was his reason for cooperating. I'm not going to be loyal and sit down for 20-something years for people who clearly weren't loyal to me.
Smart.
Well, look at this situation. If this is true, Lil Durk allegedly felt like Jam was cooperating and got his baby mama killed. 6ix9ine's baby mama allegedly got hit. They actually did a hit on Jam's baby mama, allegedly.
Crazy.
I will say this: there's not much linking Durk to the murder of his baby moms. His baby moms, I believe, was a male woman, and she got killed. And they did arrest somebody for the murder, but it was a 15-year-old, and there was no clear ties to Durk. quote unquote streets and the narrative was saying that was a way to try to warn or scare Jam about snitching.
Homie, you couldn't have just talked to him? You couldn't have just like said something? You just had to go and flat out kill his baby mama? That's a crazy accusation right there. That right there.
Wild.
If that would have proved to be true, I mean, how many of y'all would sympathize with Jam? If someone went and killed your baby mama because they thought you were going to snitch, not you, which doesn't even make any sense. Why not just hit Jam if that's the case? But not that. They're going to keep the killer, but they're just going to make the killer even madder because they're going to knock his baby mama off and then be like, yeah, you better not. You better not. And it's like,
that doesn't make sense.
Now, a 15-year-old boy was sentenced to 5 years in juvenile detention after pleading guilty to the July 19th, 2024 shooting of a U.S. Postal Service letter carrier, Octavia Redmond, who was 48 years old, in Chicago's West Pullman neighborhood. Just before 11:40 in the morning, Redmond was delivering mail on the 12,000 block of South Harvard Ave when a man exited a stolen white Dodge Durango and approached her. He shot her multiple times at close range before fleeing. She was taken to Christ Hospital and later died from her injuries. Authorities used private surveillance video and an anonymous tip to track the suspect's movements before and after the shooting. The stolen vehicle was later found abandoned and torched in the West Chatham neighborhood. Prosecutors also linked the gun to a separate battery case. The teen was arrested in Cedar Rapids, Iowa on September 30th, 2024, extradited to Chicago and charged with first-degree murder. On July 1st, 2026, Cook County Judge Sanju Uman Green sentenced the juvenile to 5 years in the Illinois Department of Juvenile Justice after he pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. The case was prosecuted in juvenile court, and the judge applied juvenile court sentencing guidelines. He was sentenced on June 3rd, 2026, so this year. Redmond, who had worked for USPS for 15 years, was described by neighbors as a mother to the neighborhood. The National Association of Letter Carriers and other postal workers rallied, calling for stronger protection for carriers and renewing calls for improved safety on city. I mean, I don't think none of that's going to matter when your baby daddy is OTF Jam and he's out there spanking shit. But the fact that a 15-year-old got booked on there, I didn't even know that they could run a first-degree murder case in juvenile court. I would assume that that charge is big enough, first-degree murder. There isn't a charge bigger than that. I would assume you would get straight to adult court. You'd be adjudicated as an adult. You would go to the adult county jail and be held in a different wing until you turn 18. He only got 5 years for killing her. That's insane.
That is insane. If this was Texas, oh no, that is in jail for life. Actually, never mind. With like the liberal like DAs and all this other right? Nah, they're gonna let them go and all this other Now, granted, some of these programs, like nonviolent offenders, yeah, y'all have the go ahead. But yeah, he does some like that. Yeah, I wasn't doing that as a teen. I was literally just playing basketball and what the
He's going to be out. You know, he's probably going to get time served because he's been locked up already for 3 years. This kid's going to be out and he's going to be under 20 years old with a body under his belt.
Minor who pleaded guilty to killing a postal worker will spend 5 years in juvenile detention. Octavia Redmond was killed in July of 2024 while she was delivering mail. The juvenile got out of a stolen vehicle and shot her multiple times at close range. That person pleaded guilty to murdering her last month.
Developing this morning, Chicago police have released surveillance video of a person of interest in the deadly shooting of a postal worker.
The shooting happened last month in the West Pullman neighborhood. Mugo Odigwe is live in the newsroom this morning with a look at that new video. So Mugo, what does it show?
Well, first off, we know the U.S. Postal Inspection Service is already offering a $250,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction in this.
Well, no wonder they got the tip then. They offered up $250,000. And that's the thing is like, you got to understand, what are the chances that 15-year-olds in Chicago are getting sent on hits knowing that the punishment isn't going to be extreme? And then the same person that sent you on the hit drops the tip to get you booked so they can collect the $250 after paying you like $5K to go do the murder. What if that actually happened? Right? You give a 15-year-old $10K. He goes and kills somebody. He ain't going to get that much time. He got 5 years in this case. But then you drop the tip and you walk with $250,000. and the person you wanted to get killed got killed.
This case, and now Chicago police are hoping the new video gets them closer to the killer. So here's that video on your screen. Part of it shows a man getting to a white Dodge Durango near 70th and Campbell. This is right before the shooting. Then at some point, the same video shows a man getting out of that Durango near 121st and Harvard. He runs across the street and out of view. Then he runs back to the car before it drives off. Police say on that day, Friday, July 19th, around 11:40 in the morning, 48-year-old postal worker Octavia Redmond was in front of a home near 121st and Harvard when a man walked up to her and shot her. She died at the hospital. The Dodge.
Yeah, I never want to go to Chicago. First, your gun laws are terrible. Second, it's not because these little because like, hey, I'm in Texas with it. I ain't gonna lie. What the is like, bro? I ain't gonna lie. Chicago would be a better place if we're just strapped like Texas. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I'm like, bro, down here, no better. All right, you'll see the news, right? Be a citizen, right? Just minding their business. Try to rob their ass. Smoked. Who smoked? The robbers. Yeah. Hey, I like our gun laws down here. I ain't gonna lie.
Durango used in the shooting was later found abandoned and torched in the middle of a field on South Holland Avenue. Now, anyone with information on this shooting is asked to call Area 2 detectives.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty extreme. And I can't imagine being OTF Jam and seeing that play out.
I wouldn't want to tell on him, though.
Especially if he's thinking it came from his own people. Like, damn, they really sent somebody at my people, at my family.
Of course. You can't trust nobody. But no, me personally, I understand. But no, even getting them in jail, no. They need an eye for an eye. What the
family? How am I going to play this out? Obviously, Jam doesn't have the power to go at Dirk because Dirk is surrounded by people at all times. Dirk's a multi-millionaire. Dirk doesn't even live in Chicago. So Jam doesn't necessarily have the capability to get at him. Well, what's something he could do? Cooperate. If he cooperates with the feds, he saves himself from any crazy amount of prison time. But he's also essentially putting away the person who allegedly got his baby moms killed. Now, as far as the history of OTF Jam, his real name is Casey Hester, and this is mugshots.com.
His name is Casey. I ain't gonna lie, I would be a killer too if my name was Casey.
They upload regular mugshots, but they also seem to have a lot of prison mugshots. This is the same website that posted the picture of me with the infamous slash that everybody said was a fake picture. And I mean, it actually tells you when this photo got uploaded. Let me see. This official record was collected from a law enforcement agency on November of 2013. So this picture got uploaded in, date added, 11/16/2013. Everybody said I faked this and I photoshopped it, but I was actually in prison when this hit the internet. I was at Lancaster's work.
That's what would be my thoughts.
But yeah, so I mean, unless this is a fake picture, we have OTF Jam right here.
I can't even speak, but that nigga got a peanut head like a motherfucker.
Yeah. And this was when he was at the Northern Reception Center. His parent institution was Stateville Correctional Center. And he was in there for aggravated battery, discharge of a firearm, and sentenced to 14 years. So again, I believe they said he was released in 2022. But other than that, I wasn't really able to find much details on the shooting that put him away. Now, interestingly enough, we spoke on the reason 6ix9ine gave for cooperating. We compared it to the alleged reason why Jam is cooperating. And academics the other day would ask 6ix9ine what he would have done if he was in Lil Durk's position.
If in Durk's position, what would I do, right?
Yeah.
If I was in Durk's position, when we first got indicted for the murder for hire, I would have quickly lawyered up OTF Vonnie, OTF Jam, because now we part of one firm. You know how it goes. That one firm controls.
I said that, and a lot of people didn't get it.
When you got a dream team, one is on me, one is on my mans, the other one is on my mans, and then their paralegals is on them. Ain't no way you gonna tell because everything's gonna get back to me.
I agree with that one.
You saying if in Durk's position, what would I do, right?
That's smart, but at the same damn time, How about not use a OTF credit card?
Now that sounds like the best route, lawyering everybody up, but at the same time,
They're still going to
feel
hell.
like Jam is already cooperating. There's not much you can do. You know what I mean? It sounds good, but if he's already cooperating, and especially if you're the one that got his baby mama hit, you're not gonna pay for his lawyer. Realistically. But this murder has not been introduced to this federal case, so keep that in mind. This is just an example of an alleged reason why Jam could be motivated enough to do this. Aside from saving his own ass, there could be some animosity over the fact that his baby mom's was killed. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comment section. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me.
And we're rocking with 1090 Jake. Hit that like, hit that sub. That has been the reaction. This is some crazy shit. I ain't gonna lie. I say the streets is just false. Like, literally, nobody's real up in that. Like, they just, it sound good in raps, but ain't nobody real. Nobody's real up in this shit. I swear to God. Anyway, I love y'all, Scotty Gang. Y'all be safe. Don't do no dumb shit. My little youngins, because I know I got some YNs. Y'all stay safe out here, right?